of the things that you noticed that stuck out to you when physically observing Mr. Murdaugh and how he was either behaving or what he was doing.
Again, I mean, he was emotional. Distress on his face. I didn't see him cry. Not everyone cries. I don't have an issue with that. There were times that when we got to certain places or asked certain questions that you could see a slight demeanor change or body language shift.
Captain Chapman talking about body language inside the courtroom. So let's talk about body language right now. Let's reintroduce our guest. Still with me, of course, Chanley Painter, Court TV legal correspondent, and Matt Harris, host of the Murdaugh Family Murders Impact of Influence podcast. And joining us now from Alexandria, Virginia, there she is, folks, Janine Driver, body language expert. Janine, thank you so much. Great to see you.
Nice to see you, Vinny.
All right, Janine, we're going to play for you a little clip of Alex Murdaugh in the courtroom. Appears to be whimpering, maybe crying. Take a close look. Tell me what you see.
A second shot, literally his head exploded, his brain flew out. We know there's hair and blood all over that door up high. There's actually hair and blood and pieces of his skull in the ceiling and around him. Assuming the first shot would not have been immediately fatal because it didn't hit any critical organs, he would have been alive for some period of time after that shotgun blast to the chest. But the second shot, as you've seen in the pictures, and you were there that night, wasn't his brain laying at his feet?
It was beside his left leg, yes. All right.
Janine, what are you seeing there?
Well, we see sadness, and the question is this fake sadness or real sadness? In my expert opinion, training the FBI, CIA for over 2 decades, I think it is real sadness. Now, is it that he did it? Is it because he's sad that his son is dead? We don't know what the catalyst is, but we definitely see there's sadness here, and here's why. There's a reason why we have an ear, nose, and throat doctor, because they're all connected. So you see him doing these deep swallows, you see the tears coming, which could be fake. I could fake cry now, but the inner tension here and the inner eyebrows and the forehead, along with the deep swallows, indicate to me, and you almost see this like labored breathing. But here's the interesting thing, Vinny, is this head nodding, yes, and this slight rocking back and forth, okay? This is something the average person might not pick up on in particular. So this is what it means. We nod in cadence to when we agree with something, but we nod in cadence when we disagree with something when we also purse our lips. So if I was like, yeah, Vinny, yeah, right? And I'm pursing my lips, that's a disagreement. But here, he's nodding along. We see this sadness, and we see this little going back and forth. This is what's called a little advancing and retreating. This is consequences. This is leaning into the future. What are going to be the consequences to my actions in the past? And so if you're ever in a meeting and you see someone leaning forward and back a lot, just in an everyday meeting of business, know these people, the best way to sell to them is to talk about the consequences. Their actions will take now, how it's going to influence the future. So he's thinking about the future here and the past of being connected and their sadness.
And they absolutely are. It's a murder trial. I mean, the past is the double murder. The future is the verdict that's coming up that will determine the rest of his life and his legacy. Chanley, how was he in court today?
I didn't see as much emotion today, but the rocking was there, and it seems to be at times when it's talking about the condition of Paul's body and Maggie's body, when he does really seem to break down, Vinny.
Yeah, that's been very, very consistent. So let's take a listen now to more of an interview that Alex Murdaugh did. This is from his first interview. Let's watch it. And Janine, tell us what you see. Here we go.
I ran over to Maggie, and actually, I think I tried to turn Paul over first. I tried to turn him over, and I don't know, I figured it out. His cell phone popped out of his pocket. I started to try to do something with it, thinking maybe, but then I put it back down really quickly. Then I went to my wife, and I could see.
Did you touch Maggie at all?
I did. I touched them both.
Okay.
I tried to take, I tried to do it as limited as possible, but I tried to take their pulse on both of them. And, you know, I called 911 pretty much right away, and she was very good.
Okay, Janine, there's a lot there, I'm sure. Go ahead.
I had to take some notes on this one, Vinny. Pretty much call 911 pretty much right away. If I told you, hey, Vinny, how many kids you have? And you say, I pretty much have 2. Wouldn't you be like, well, you either have 2 or you don't? So pretty much either called 911 right away or not. It reminds me of Amber Heard when she would say kinda. I used to say, like in a kinda, there's more to finda, right? So this squishy language. He also says, I think I tried to, and I think I tried. Wait, that makes no sense, right? So try means fail. So anytime you hear that, we know he failed at it. And these crying sound effects here, Vinny, this is fake. This is all staged right here. This is like the kid who has a temper tantrum, and then they go, it's super fake. And how we know it's fake is he's able to rope it in really quick. And the last point here, Vinny, that is really important is he's doing a lot of start-stop sentences. Again, something we saw quite a bit with the Amber Heard case over there with Johnny Depp is these start-stop sentences, they're like a scar. I have a scar on my knee from a car accident when I was 16, driving not great. And a scar is what? It's a piece of your skin that has been removed, and you see that scar. These are verbal scars that we're seeing, and it's their start-stop sentences, which means something is being removed, and we feel it. And so this is indicative of someone who's being deceptive.
You know, you say, every time you say Amber Heard, that's not good for Alex Murdaugh, because we know how that whole thing turned out in Virginia and what the jury thought of that. Matt, this is from the first interview. Did you see a different Alex Murdaugh in the first interview and the second interview?
Well, yeah.
Well, we didn't see the second one yet.
We didn't see the third one yet.
The third one yet.
Yeah, right? So it's, yeah, so the second one was the 10th. And that was when he was in the car with Jim Griffin, and he's going through, he gives him his phone to download all that. And he was obviously much more in control. He had a couple days. Yeah, and but he did lose it at times. That's what he said, the bit about I done him bad or whatever it was. So there was he was more in control, but he seemed more about like wanting to know what was going on in the investigation in that interview.
Fascinating. Janine Driver, we're going to do a lot more with this during the course of this trial. Appreciate your time tonight. Great to see you.
Nice to see you, Vinny. Nice to see you, Chandler.
All right.